Um, I was reading about, I don't know if I told you the story. I was reading about the beach over there, and the beach has got these big sand dunes. And these sand
Mhm.
dunes are like nothing that I've ever seen before. There's just a big, it's like the sea comes up, and then there's this big sand dune that goes down the other side. And each sand dune is, it's about 20, 30 meters. No, it's much longer than that. It's about 50, 60 meters long. And I was reading about the history of it, and apparently these sand dunes were artificially created, as most things were artificially created, by putting old train carriages onto the beach and covering them in sand. So
What?
underneath the sand, there are old railway carriages. Yeah. And that's what creates the natural beach, the natural beach area there. So it people, I don't know, it's crazy. It's really crazy, right?
It is crazy.
And you look at the beach and you just think, oh, look, natural sand dunes, it's beautiful. But 100 and
They're
150 years ago, somebody decided to take railway carriages and put them on the beach and cover them in sand,
nonsense.
which is a really wild idea, right? We're going to take these old railway carriages, we're going to put them on the beach, we're going to cover them in sand. I mean, imagine how many people thought this person was completely mad. And they did it, and that's what creates the beautiful beach today. So
Wow.
yeah, a lot of history is, yeah, I did, like before somebody invented the bicycle was madness. Before someone invented the plane was madness. Before somebody,
Mhm.
like that big iron ship.
Imagination. God.
Yeah. It does sound it's you don't understand anything until you experience it.
Mhm.
The experience is key.
Mhm.
We don't get, like, I didn't get VR until I knew that there was an interest there. I knew that at least my son would have some fun with it, and uh, you, you don't, because you don't. It's not the experience. It's what comes from the experience. Like
Mhm.
we've covered this before. You never know what's going to come from what it is that you do. You never know. It's um it's wild, and
Mhm.
I would never have imagined that such I don't know, so it's just to have such worlds created, individual people now. You create your own world if you want. And then it's not that it's not like, oh, reality is so bad that we have to live in virtual world. It's not that. Reality is beautiful, and that's no reason why we shouldn't experiment with everything that gives us some element of creative expression. Um, why do
Mhm.
kids love playing video games? I mean, go to Facebook and click on, at some point, go to Facebook and click on home and scroll down till you get to the um, games bar, as a bar called like games, and lots of,
Mhm.
and click on that and see the thousands of people right now playing video games online. Now, why are they playing these video games? The video games give them the ability to be creative. It's like, oh no, they're locked into the game. To a certain extent, they live within the realms of the world that's created there. But don't we all live within the realms of a world that's created?
Mhm.
Don't we all? Yeah, it's the prison principle. We all live in our own prison. So, um, you get to you get to decide how big the prison is. You get to decide what furniture to put in it. You get to decide what you wear. But we all live in our own prison. Yeah, because there are because we all get to a certain point and go no further because the door is locked because we locked it ourselves, or we have the key. Maybe somebody else locked it for us, but we have the key to open it. We always have the key to open it. Yeah, so we're always Um, uh,
And then
but
what? Do we walk into another prison cell, another different?
we we all live our lives within a prison of one kind or another. Um, how big that prison is. And no, and look, that doesn't mean we think of prison as negative. It doesn't mean the prison can't be beautiful, right? Right?
You just did this. It was like,
Yep,
whoop.
yep.
Like, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
look, even heaven is a prison of, even heaven has a gate, right?
To get in, can you get out?
Oh, there you
Ah,
go. There you go. You walls keep people in as much as they keep people out. So, um, so yeah, it's we we have to understand that we the things that we associate as negative very often it's it's how we relate to it. It's how we link to it. We think of the prison only as in one circumstance, and it's not because for some people, freedom is a prison for them because they just don't know what to do with with their freedom, right? Like everyone who arrives at university in the first week, right? Right?
here at ANU, they have a week, the zero, the first week, and it's also famous for the toga party.
Oh,
So
yeah,
young
yeah,
students
yeah.
every year they go and buy the sheets, and apparently that's all what they are wearing.
Yep,
It's end of the summer.
yep,
Too
yep.
much freedom. Don't know what to do with it.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's the case for a lot of people. Because they don't have a clear vision or an understanding of the mission, and the freedom is you. There's a belief in certain areas, especially politically, that freedom is negative, and the reason for this is that people the people who think it's negative don't know what to do with it themselves.
Mhm.
Right, and that's the basic principle for negativity. Negativity is very often an expression of the fact that we don't understand something or don't know what to do with it. Therefore, we think it's negative. Um, oh no, it's bad to go to the club late at night when you're young. Well, is it? I don't know. If you like dancing, maybe it's a good thing to go and do, right? Um, so it's um,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mm.
I think that the if we realize that we've got the keys to open the door, then we can still. And those people who end up in prisons are already in. You're already in a prison before you go to prison, right? They're already psychologically imprisoned in the fact that their life is dependent on their small square their square circle of friends or negativity or the things happening within that area, and the result of that is that they limit their own mind, they limit the possibilities, and they they end up involved in criminal activity because they don't use their own creativity to solve the problem. Yeah. Criminality is default to a negative habitual way to solve a problem, because the way that we need to solve the problems is with our own
Right.
creativity and our own having positive thoughts about things as a start for example. um, the greatest friends you can ever have are the ones that turn the negatives into positives.
Yeah, I
Not
agree.
not not in the sense that they ignore potential problems. Not in the sense they ignore, but that they see the light that's there. They see the light at the end of the tunnel. They can see what is beyond the struggles and the hardship, and they can continue to motivate us to help us keep going or to help us keep moving forward.
Yeah, thinking what would be a good example.
Um,
Hmm.
well, the friends that I think it's the friends that don't limit us. I mean, they can still give up. I'm thinking about two different types of friends. You can have a friend that doesn't judge you, and that's nice. You can also have a friend that gives you a warning, which is relatively practical about certain things, which is also useful. But then that's your ability to to judge the niche of or the nuance of which part to accept and which part to reject. And um, very often if we read an article about something, we don't agree with everything in the article, but we accept something and we reject something from it and we move forward. Um, I think it's the same with most interactions that
Mhm.
that people have, and that also. One second.